Hi there, my name is Kimberly Wilson, and this is my applied project for SPE 563. My project is Reducing Aggression Through Visual Aids and Functional Communication in the Elementary School Setting. My research question was, will teaching the use of visual aids and functional communication strategies decrease physical aggression in the school setting? My participant's pseudonym is Eric. He's a 6-year-old male, diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and intermittent explosive disorder. My project was done in the general education kindergarten classroom and the special education classroom in a public elementary school. Eric presented with physical aggression towards adults and peers and difficulty coping with transitions and non-preferred activities. Previous research, the studies show that visual aids combined with teaching functional communication reduces challenging behaviors during non-preferred tasks. And studies also show that the use of graphic organizers, specifically in the form of a visual schedule, are effective at reducing challenging behaviors and increasing time on academic tasks. My method was this. I used a multiple baseline across settings design. The settings that I was in was the general education and special education settings. My independent variable was to introduce visual aids through the use of a schedule and break cards and implementing functional communication, otherwise known as FCT. My dependent variable was to record the frequency of physical aggression incidents during observations in general education and special education settings. My data collection method was to use event recording of each instance of physical aggression during selected observation times. My baseline procedures was to observe and tally physical aggression without implementing any intervention supports, and then to collect data until the physical aggression was stable. So I was looking for small variability in the data. My intervention procedures, I used two. One was a visual schedule. These were picture-based schedules, and I taught the schedule and used it daily and before transitions. So I spent a lot of time priming the student prior to any changes in his schedule or any transition to a new activity. And then once we were in the activity, I used it every single time during the activity, specifically when I was noticing precursor behaviors. I also taught FCT, so functional communication training. The point of this was to teach Eric to request a break using a visual card or a verbal phrase, and sometimes these were used together. Either one would suffice for FCT. I modeled this, I prompted it, and then reinforced appropriate communication immediately. So the steps and processes. I used direct instructions and modeling of replacement behaviors and prompted communication at early signs of frustration. So again, looking for precursor behaviors. That was usually my sign that I needed to prompt for functional communication or show visual schedule or show a visual cue card that indicated that the student could ask for a break. The results showed that during the baseline data collection time, there were high and variable levels of physical aggression observed in both general education and special education settings. Aggression ranged from 2 to 5 incidents per session in general education and from 2 to 7 incidents in special education. During the intervention phase, introduction of visual aids and functional communication strategies were used, and what we saw was a substantial reduction in physical aggression across both settings with frequent sessions of 0 aggression observed. The graph results are below. You can see the baseline data and you can see the intervention data in Gen Ed and resource. And again, this is a frequency count of aggression. So what I observed is that intervention was effective in decreasing physical aggression in both general education and special education settings. Physical aggression dropped to near 0 or remained very low throughout the intervention sessions. So as a result of this project, the discussion that has arisen from all of this is that teaching visual schedules and functional communication does effectively reduce physical aggression across settings. The results support using proactive strategies, specifically in this case, visual schedules and functional communication, to teach replacement behaviors that serve the same function as challenging behaviors. And to preface this, there was a FBA done prior to doing this project and this study, and prior to implementing any interventions. And so we were able to identify the function of behavior. So we specifically created interventions that served the same purpose as the challenging behaviors. Future research should examine broader applications across students and settings. This was done with just one student and in 2 settings. So it would be beneficial to open this study up to more students and in more settings, so more chunks of their day, to see if visual schedules and functional communication are truly useful at reducing problem behaviors, and specifically in this case, physical aggression. The references I used for this project, specifically for this PowerPoint, was the Cooper book, Applied Behavior Analysis. And that is my project. Thank you so much.